Okay, grade 7, we're on chapter 11. This is lesson 2, unbiased and biased samples. Yes, vocabulary that you need to know. You need to know all this vocabulary. I said if you read incorrectly, things will not be easy in the lesson. You must read carefully. I keep saying underline, think, what do these words mean? Most of these words we have seen in previous lessons in chapter 10. Okay? Alright, so I started by the simple meaning of unbiased and biased. Fair, that means you have equal parts, everybody gets the same thing. This is unbiased. It's reasonable, okay? And then, so if I come to class and I'm giving out candy, everybody gets the same amount. No one person gets more than the other. Then that is unbiased. If I want to be biased, then I say some people will get 1, some people will get 2. This will not be unbiased. This will be biased. Now, why would it be? Is biased bad all the time? No. Bias can be good because I want to reward the people who come to school every day. So I give the people who come to school every day more candy. Or I say, I want to reward the people who finish the Aleph lessons. Then this is bias because I am going to the lessons on Aleph and checking who did. And those are the only ones who will get the reward. Those who did not do their work will not get the reward. So sometimes bias is good, okay? And sometimes unbiased is bad, okay? Where I say just everybody gets everything without giving them a merit. No. So not all the time each one is good and not all the time each one is bad. You have to understand both, okay? All right, let's talk about unbiased samples. First, you remember, so if this is my population, all these crayons are my population, a sample will be part of them. Why I can't open this? Okay. A sample will be part of them. I can decide my sample will be this row, or my sample will be from this end, or my sample will be only bright colors. So part of a population is a sample, okay? Now, when you want to select a sample that is unbiased, there's 2 ways of you doing that. You either use a simple random sample or you use a systematic random sample. What is a simple random sample? Each item or each person in the population is likely to be chosen. Okay? So, if I want to go to Murajib and I want grade 7 students, I can choose any grade 7 students. So that means the students chosen must come from either 7A, B, C, or D, like that. They will come equally from there. I can't just say I'm going to go to 7A, then that will be biased. I can pick any student and everybody has an equal chance of being picked. That means you must be in grade 7 for you to be picked, okay? Now, what is a systematic random sample? Items or people are selected according to a specific time or item interval. So, if I want to choose 50 students from grade 7, I take all grade 7 students and I arrange them in a line. And then I say, I pick every 5th person. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I take the 5th person. I start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I take the 5th person, like that. So that is systematic. Okay, every 1st person or every 7th person. The minute you hear a number and the 7th, 2nd, 3rd, like that, 5th, 6th. So this is a systematic random sample. Now, let's talk about a biased sample. There are two ways of us picking a biased sample. You either use a convenience sample or you use a voluntary response sample. What is a convenience sample? Let's say Wizara wants to choose grade, tells me, Miss Lillian, you need to conduct a survey of grade 7 students. So what is convenient for me? The students I teach, 7A and 7B. My survey will only go to the students that I can easily reach. It is convenient for me to get students from 7A and B. Why? I can easily get them. It is easy for me to get them. I cannot get students from 7C and D because I don't teach them. That means I have to go through Miss Alia, or I find another teacher who teaches 7C and D, which is not convenient, okay? Because I only see 7A and 7B. Or if I've been told to survey middle school students, I can only ask students from Murejib School because it's easier for me to get students from Murejib School. I can't go to Alfoa. It is too far. It is not convenient for me to go and ask students in another school, yet I have students in Murejib who are easy for me to find. So convenience means easy for you to get. Like for you, your convenience will be your parents, the people who live in your same house, your uncles and aunts, your cousins. These people are easy for you to get. Your neighbors. Those are the convenience for you to get, okay? Now, what is a voluntary response survey? This survey is only answered by the people who want to. So I come to class and I say, hey, who wants to give me a survey about Carrefour? And the people who raise their hands, those are the people who are volunteering. And because they're volunteering to participate in the survey, they are the ones I'm going to call a voluntary response sample. The people who decide to want. Nobody forced them. They were asked and they said, yes, I will do. Okay? So the people who participate are the ones who want, they choose themselves to participate. Here, these are the people who I can easily find. Okay? So, now let us do examples. I'm going to go through each example in the book. Now, let us read. A random sample of students at a middle school shows 10 students prefer listening to rock, 15 students prefer listening to hip hop, and 25 students prefer no music when they exercise. So there are students who are exercising, and these students came from a middle school. So let's say Murejib School because it's a middle school. Cycle 2 schools are middle schools, okay? And then I chose some students. How many students did I choose? 50. How do I know I chose 50? Because 10 plus 15 plus 25 is 50, okay? So, as I am reading, I am thinking. Now, how many types of music do we have? 2. And then we have also no music. So we have the students who chose rock. We are doing example 1. Students chose rock. We have the students who chose hip hop. And we have the students who did not like music when they're exercising. So no music is 25. Hip hop is 15. And those who like rock is 10. Okay? 10 students. 15 students. And 25 students. My sample has 50 students. Out of all the middle school students, I only spoke to 50. So this is my sample. Okay? All right. So, it can be concluded that half of the students prefer no music. Let's see if it is true. 25 out of 50 is 1/2. Yes, this is true. Because 25 is a half of 50. So, if a half of my sample does not like music, then a half of all my students in Murejib will also not like music. That is the prediction we made. Okay? So since a half of these students, of my 50 students, don't like music, it means a half of the students in Murejib don't like music when we are exercising. So yes, so then I can say this is a simple random sample because it is unbiased and the conclusion is valid. Okay? So that is the reason why I will call it a simple random sample. Okay? Let's go to the next example. We've been asked to determine whether each conclusion is valid, and we must justify our answer. Every 10th person, so you see the word 10th? This is in example 2. So I see the word 10th. I already know it is a systematic random sample. Okay? So we are picking every 10th person. Every 10th person. Okay? So we're picking every 10th person who walks into a department store, who walks into Carrefour. Okay? Is surveyed to determine his or her music preference. So that means we want to ask them what kind of music do they like. Out of 150 customers, 70 stated they prefer rock music. The manager concludes that about half of all the customers prefer rock music. So let's see. 70 over 150. 7 and this. So 7 times 2 is 15. So 7 divide 15 is 7, should be around, yes, this is almost half, yes, 4600 is almost 50% or half, almost 0.5, like that, okay? So since the population is every 10th customer of a departmental store, the sample is unbiased, systematic, random sample. So if you divide the part you want with the whole and you get half, then you are unbiased. You must get a number around 50% or 1/2 or 0.5. If you divide your sample by your part of your sample by the total sample and you get 0.5 or 1/2, then you are unbiased. Okay? And then if you are unbiased, you have to decide whether you're systematic or you're simple random. So when you see the word 10th, 5th, 6th, then you're systematic. This is systematic. And this is simple random. Okay? Now, I have said, for you to choose whether you're unbiased, you must be closer to this. So if I round you to the nearest 10th, I should get 0.5. Or when I simplify your fraction, I should get 1/2. Or when I write you as a percent, you should be closer to 50%, like that. Okay? Now let's look at example 3. The customer of a music store are surveyed to determine their favorite leisure time activity. What do they like to do for leisure? Okay? The results are shown in the graph. The store manager concludes that most people prefer to listen to music in their leisure time. Okay? Most people some people, 6% want to play sports. 9% want to do other things. Most people, because this is a bigger part, want to listen to music. Okay? So what does the conclusion say? The customer of a music store probably like to listen to music in the leisure time. The sample is biased. It's a biased convenience sample since all the people surveyed are in one specific location. Okay? Yes, this is convenient because he found them at the store. He didn't go looking for them. It was easy for him to find the customers. Why? Because they came to the store. He didn't go out there to look for them. He waited for them to come inside the store, and he asked them the question. Okay, so that is why we are calling it a convenience sample. Now, why is the conclusion not valid? Because it is more than half. Because it is more than 50%. So the conclusion is not valid. So if the conclusion to be valid, it should be around 50%. And this one is more than 50%. So it's not valid. Okay? Now, you do the other examples. We need to do sampling. Okay, let's do sampling. So use sampling to predict. A valid sampling method uses unbiased samples. You must use the unbiased. For your survey to be taken seriously, your sample must be unbiased. If a sampling method is valid, you can make generalization. So, if you use a biased, you cannot make generalization. If you use unbiased, that means you do this. Every 10th person or everybody gets an equal opportunity, then you can make generalization about the population. Okay? Now let's look at example 4. A store sells 3 types of pants: jeans, capris, and cargos. Okay, so you have 3 types of pants. And you can see 25 jeans, 15 capris, and 10 cargos. The store workers surveyed 50 customers at random. So many people came into the store, they choose 50 customers at random. Okay? And they asked them which one of these 3 is their favorite. Okay? Now, let us see if they truly asked 50 people. 25 plus 15, that is 40. 40 plus 10, that's 50. Yes, that gives me correct. Now, so they asked 50 people, and these were their answers. The survey responses are indicated at the right. If 450 pairs of pants are ordered, how many should be jeans? Okay, so first, we want to make sure that it is valid. That's the first important thing. Before we can continue, we must check for validity. So checking for validity. So this is example 4. Check for validity. What do we want? Jeans. Yes? That's what they said. How many should be jeans? Yes. The question said, how many should be jeans? So for me to check validity, my part of sample over whole of sample. If it is not equal to 50%, then it is not valid. So I want jeans over all customers surveyed. All customers surveyed. Jeans customers, yes. customers who chose jeans over all customers that we asked the questions. So how many customers did I choose? 25. No. How many customers did I get who wanted jeans? 25 customers wanted jeans. And how many customers did we ask? We asked 50 customers. Customers and customers goes away. 25 over 50 is 1/2, which is the same as 50%, which is the same as 0.5. So this makes it valid. So this is a valid sample, okay? So, because it is a valid sample, now we can use it to make a prediction about the population. Okay? So, let's describe. So we will say the sample method is valid, okay, because when we divided how many customers wanted jeans by how many customers we surveyed, we got 50%, because when I divided the number of customers who picked jeans as their favorite pant by the number of customers I surveyed, I got 50%. So that's the reason why the sample is valid. Now, what type of sample is this? This sample is unbiased. Which kind of unbiased? It is a simple random sample. This is a simple random sample, okay? Because the customers were chosen randomly, because the customers were chosen randomly. Okay? Now we continue. The question says they want, if they want to order 450 pairs, how many of those pairs should be jeans? That we learned in lesson 1. And we also learned it in chapter 10. So we will do either butterfly method or the percent equation. So there's 2 ways we can do it. So we know we have 25 over 50, 25 over 50 will equal x over 450. And then I do the butterfly method. So we have 50